do actually think IG walk away with the better comp for me. I think that the K'Sante is very good against the entire enemy team. Had to really threaten the kill here, sadly. But you can see that Xiaohu is really not happy. 10 CS down already.
Gets the plate as well as Rookie. Can get a nice reset off with this one.
Flash and ult available for Rookie. It would have been an annoyance. The half HP is important, though. Maybe it means they can't skirmish as effectively right now.
Step forward onto Jirje. Worth noting, Grubs are up. Bit of a scuffle topside. We are going to contest over mid lane wave and potentially the Raptors. Sorry, Grubs, flash hook.
Flash forwards.
Let's get the charm after. Remember, no flash, no ult is likely a dead cow. Buying some time. That's a lot of damage onto Wei, who does survive for now. Wei blocking off the damage from the threaded volley. Xiaohu, no mana as well. That'll just be the pick for the side of Invictus Gaming.
Love the way that Rookie played that out. Got a really good double Q across 2 members, and he gets the kill.
Weibo on spawn. They did already get the first dragon. Invictus Gaming interested in getting involved. Xiaohu will spot Rookie out, warding him away from the river.
Yeah, this should be a fight though. Rookie on the flank, Wei coming in. Wei, where is that hook?
Rookie's trying to pick his moment to go over the wall. It's an early smite, but JJ secures. Now for the fight afterwards. Danger for the Pantheon, who's likely to go down. Rookie, wonderful angle. Still got a reset angle to work with. Elk has empowered himself, but unfortunately all the transcendence in the world will not allow him to get in and save Ura, who will die as a second kill goes over to Invictus Gaming.
It is.
Dark Steel stacks with the Ghost Blade in from the Varus. Pretty scary. Wei's got the Trinity Force as well, so some damage to work with there from the Wukong as well, who does begin to spike. Wei went looking for that play, doesn't land it. Hook goes wide. Now he's in danger. Chains of Corruption back. It's going to be a dicey turnaround. Wonderful turnaround from Wei. Means Jirje is not on the Rift anymore. Push back with the Pathmaker from Soboro ensures that Ura falls as well. And Invictus Gaming are 2 to the good, and the attempted pick on the Nautilus goes well wrong.
It's another kill for Rookie, who picks up 3 same. Needs to clean up some of these deaths. Ult into topside. Rookie doesn't have ults.
He may well just be dead here. Ura's come around from the flank angle as well. Spellbook available to them.
Okay.
That's a good kill.
Good shutdown there. Removes 5 of those
Real
darts.
attempt with the Grand Starfall we've seen from Weibo Gaming, and they were falling behind just a little bit, so good for them. Bot side though, flash and Dway is here looking to return the favor in the opposite side lane. Step away from the hook, but Zucker's still got nowhere to go, and the Rumble is parts.
Dway, it doesn't matter if he misses that hook. Forces Zucker to go back into melee range. Does have that apparent dueling instinct.
That he does. Ura fighting Dway. Dragon Stardust would be Soul Point. We're going again.
There we are. Weibo, can they get themselves to Soul Point? I think it's going down a little slowly. Wall away from Xiaohu. Cerberus back into the play. I think IG have got the better positioning now. Herald in position, you're right. It could be used as a Battle Herald. Could also just be slammed down mid lane. IG feels like they have the best angle onto this situation right now.
Look for the charge shortly. Rookie finds the charm on Jirje, who has to put down the Aegis Assault. Hook after. That's pretty deep, though. Shoved back on Dway, now in a dangerous position. On the other side, Ura also low. Support for support.
Support for support. Rookie still has the charm. Flash away from Xiaohu. Rookie, that killer instinct on display.
Zucker with no flash in danger. The seismic shove goes wide. Soboro goes all out again, looking for more damage. Zucker in danger. The scrap shot buys him some time, but he's overheated, and the flame spitter runs out. Rookie resetting. Pull back with the Untofo strike, so Jirje also has to flash.
That's going to be an extra member dead from Weibo. I suppose they still have their smite alive, but I don't really think there's much they can do with it. Weibo will lose themselves the chance to...
For once, the terrain, cursing Nautilus got the hook, but only pulled the Pantheon back about an inch.
Hang on,
felt very tough.
Under tower.
Oh, Elk in danger, change the corruption charm afterwards. That's not great for the Yunara, but they bought just enough time. Rookie with another ult charge, trying to get that last bit of damage. Does get it. Reset available, but where does Rookie run? Can maybe look to TP out.
It doesn't have the cooldown. You can't teleport. Zucker's going to die on the other side. Wei not burned down. Rookie is leading on a wild fox chase, I suppose, and he'll be a kill to Elk, the dead AD carry.
At least gets that 1-for-1 there, I suppose. Does end up burning quite a lot there on both sides, but I think Rookie at some point really touched on crystallization. If we get a chance, we'll get to it. We're just looking at Rookie, but I think he'll be all right, so we might have a moment there to chat about that.
Funnily enough, the crystallization arguably led to the mid lane kill because it allowed that. What Rookie is going to be doing, saying, look, I'm ahead of the game. I'm going to go for that jump forwards to apply the burn onto everyone. Hang on, Photocard in the mid. Oh, Photic, what are you doing there? Caught out in the mid lane, goes down very easily. Good pick off. Looks like Air have flashed forwards for the pick onto the AD carry.
Does get there successfully. Can maybe look for some more. That's a flash for the depth charge. Way also flashing for Way now in danger. Barriers, but to what end? Cyclone comes on through and the Yunara is dead. AD carry traded.
Resets.
Another kill comes on through and the resets are indeed through. Rookie, the additional threat. Who needs an AD carry when you've got a fed Fox Lady to do some work? That equalizer, really enough to dissuade.
Jojo just put the E in the wrong direction. That could have legitimately got him killed. More kills for IG. They lose their AD carry. Immediately slap back. Yeah, that's the items. Oh yeah, that one on the...
Plus it gives you ability haste on ult. You get 30 ult haste.
Okay, so it is just really... It's less survivable than a Hexblade,
Yes.
but much more DPS. Good charm there. Forcing the ult early. That's not a bad equalizer into the choke, though.
Way is going to be sat on the red carpet and just dies. Not bad turnaround.
Not sure what happened with the Warrior Trickster, but now they see the angle. Jway does get out for now. Where's that Pantheon going?
I mean, they've got to go onto Dway. Remember, Baron's up and they just killed the jungler. I think they can get quite a lot of work done here. Hook away. Rookie's going to be forced to ult. Zucker looking to get some slows over the wall. Flashes onto Ura. Zucker now actually pretty damn tanky at 2 items. We'll get another one. Rookie with 2 charges. Got a fair amount of damage on the burn across, actually.
Rookie threatens enough and does enough damage to dissuade the Baron play, but that is too...
most control of the
but
river
Rookie
right now.
does have a Zhonya's to put into play. Jway, can he get the hook? Yes, he can.
It's onto Ura. Seismic Shove does not hit anyone. Xiao not really finding the options there. There's a chance to come shot onto Ura, who's just not tanky enough. Has to flash away. Cyclone comes on through. Way has to back out. Damage is good, but no one dies on either side.
No, but you do burn the Alistar flash and ult, and I wonder whether that's the go button for IG. You lose HP onto your support and jungle too, but I feel like you're more happy because you've got the extra tank in that Cassandra. You can just walk around the place. IG sticking around to push the mid lane, and Wukong's going to go take the dragon. Yeah, Weibo, they give up the objective. They lost too much of their aggressive potential by losing that Alistar flash and ult.
You don't have the Varus ult. Cassante is going to stand in front of a couple members. Will Pathmaker to ensure the Seismic Shove doesn't really affect him.
I actually wondered whether Rookie could go forwards there again. Remember that Alistar has very little defenses up now. Dragon taken by IG, and the crystallization is going to be the end of this turtle. As it would have been the end of it anyway. For Weibo, feels like they're just slower to the play. They did get to the dragon first, but they couldn't capitalize their position. But later in the game now, but you can see the logic, right? Baron is really what you need to end the game. Teleport coming in towards this. I think we will actually have a proper fight around here. There was a Hex Flash over the wall. Air trying to put a ward in and does. Well, hits onto the Alistar. Traded for his own.
Nice one to pick off. That didn't cost you too much. More HP, more stats, and that means Cassante does more things when he hits you with all of his HP scaling, and of course resists scaling when he ults.
Oh, bloody hell. Look, I heard that tanks were really strong, and I somewhat believed it, but now I am very much seeing the light in a horrid, horrid way. Onto the dragon itself. Now, Xiaohu looking to wall off an angle. What is IG's approach to the fight?
It would be sold for IG. Jway looks for the hook. The equalizer is pretty solid, actually. Gets Way knocked up on top of the red carpet. The smite fight is won by because of course it is. Jway needs to flash away, but it's into Zucker, who's got a great flame spinner angle. Sober on the other side, buying time for 4 members. Zucker flashes away. Seismic Shove doesn't quite work out. That's a GA done.
Resets.
The reset. Can look to get over the wall here. Has got the flash. Doesn't want to burn it. It's too risky with no vision.
And with the GA on Jeje, it would have made it very hard to get another reset. So we don't get Soul. Folks, we are headed into the true late game now. Beyond 35 minutes. 3 dragons apiece, no Baron take.
QSS for Yunara, by the way, as well, so even if you land that key charm, I think there's quite a lot here to keep that Yunara up and rolling. It's an auto
bad skill shots there. Actually, if that Q or that hook had landed, perhaps that would have been a winning angle. Hang on, they might go for the fight anyway. Here comes the Cassante.
He is so huge. Wave flashing on in. Elk manages to dash away, but now he's not doing damage. He needs to back away and do something here. Rookie on the flank. Elk still gets the charm. That's a big moment. Sobro goes all out. Elk in danger. He can't keep running. The Seismic Shove just keeps the Cassante on top of him. Sobro is such a problem. The Protoplasm Belt, the Omnivamp, and Weibo Gaming collapse under the level 20 might of a Cassante.
Invictus Gaming get the late game team fight. A clutch engage onto Elk. A charm threaded through. The team fight lands onto the AD carry, and Weibo will face a defeat for their first game of 2026.
It took a while. We're nearly 40 minutes deep. Jeje's clutch smites, some stalling out around the objectives, held IG at bay, but
he has no way of getting around this champion, and Mundo is disgusting early on.
He's also a businessman, because he'll be taking business calls while he puts you in the trash can. We're going to see a 2v2 kicking off, and this is definitely in favor of Weibo. They're going to flash straight onto Way. Way took too much damage and he will just go down early. That is not how the 2v2 wants to start out in the bot lane, but exactly what Weibo needed.
It means that Elk will have to push his wave and then move, and now Wei gets to take red buff. He potentially even gets to take the Raptors, and they're going to try to look for Zika here, but immediately Arha is on this side of the map. He could be here soon.
Oh, they just chunk
Wow.
him. Beautifully executed from IG's solo laners, and they're going to get plates for it. Huge, too, to keep away the siege, or at least to keep on the siege as they go further into the game. A little bit going back to JJ, but it's going to be fought for here. I don't know if we can clean it all up without getting some of it stolen away. He's going to get fully engaged on. He does still have the ultimate, though. You always have to watch it on Photic's point.
Syndra's losing mid waves right now, so like you mentioned, Rookie gets first say. Arha could look for something. Wei is so tanky, and he's stacking those Heartsteel procs.
JJ is just waiting to unleash the force here. The engage comes from Dway, and JJ just has to pull it immediately, but we've seen this Malphite again not pay off with the ultis, and it was the same symptoms from Demacia Cup, and now
my
Weibo
God.
are falling to all of them. 4 members strong. On bot side is IG, and they take the lead.
IG will grab the first dragon. They'll cancel these recalls. Can they kill Rookie, though?
Oh, they might. Okay, not going to be able to. A little bit close on both ends, and some plates going over to IG, so they still win out on that.
Take Spellbook. But I think it's fine, especially if he can hit level 11 soon, but that's a big question. I don't know what Weibo are able to do against this champion.
He's just going to walk away. He's got a business call, but he's about to get off that call and hang it up and try to go back onto Weibo. Weibo try to collapse onto Rookie. They do end up getting a big pick there. Nobody around from IG besides these bot laners.
Oh
and
my
now they
God.
will end up getting Dway, but the double CC comes in. They get the Scatter of the Week back, and that won't be enough damage. Saboro goes in, pops Dominus, goes for the flash play, goes for the CC chain, tries to get him. It's going to spin to win here, but can't get the damage down. One goes down, and big Scatter of the Week comes back. Elk steps back up. This is a lot of damage that Elk has to deal with. One more briefcase, not going to come through. Photic.
You're not going to have a lot of summoner spells. It's a bit worrisome for me. Let's see if IG are even going to be able to contest for this dragon now. I mean, they're the ones that are also missing a ton of sums.
Yeah, they are indeed. And I think that's really tough to handle when you just do have... You can just see the damage potential that they have. If they can stack their CC on a one target, all bursting down, they will die extremely quickly. You still... see another dragon going over at least. This will be to Weibo. This will be
Anybody else in the game, he's already level 14 at 19 and a half minutes.
That's insane. As it's going to be crazy what this Renekton can do as time goes on. We are looking at those item completions and second item.
Steal this red for Jeje. Gonna burst this out. There's a smite. Okay, decent enough. Oh,
Killer
there's the engage
Instinct on the
Photic.
Photic is just gone. And here comes the unstoppable force. Becomes stoppable because he doesn't hit anybody. But Elk is hitting everybody now. They do end up getting back off damage. A Rookie trying to look for Elk now, but leaving Wei by himself. He can't choose which side he wants to go on. We see the re-engage here potentially coming through. Wei is healing a decent amount. Rookie trying to get an angle here with some of the bouncing coming through. They do end up finding Elk, but they can't get him down with the Rune Prison. Here comes Dway. Going for the engage. Misses a decent chunk of him. Just gets blown up by Elk. Now Rookie overextended. Power Unleash going to be used. Wei's getting a little bit lower. He's trying to get some of this AoE down, but they can't do enough. And double kill comes in for Elk yet again.
But I think a worthwhile trade as Weibo continues to find wins.
Anybody that still complains, okay, Killer Instinct going to be used to save his life. Saboro could not find purchase and will not go down, but Dway will pay for his own sins. And now the minion wave is not there. IG still threatening a siege here, threatening the resets of Weibo, and they should be able to get a tier 2.
How is Elk up 2,500 gold and no shutdown? What is this? Like, he doesn't die in that fight, and that's a
6-0.
Hail Mary play for IG. They force a lot out of him. He no longer has cleanse. They'll grab a mid-tier 1 and a tier 2 at the meanwhile. So IG are still kind of nickel and diming this Weibo team. This is, I mean, really well-played macro coming in from IG, especially early on into the season, seconds before the Dragon.
Yeah, the Dragon's going to be a big tick-off of what can happen the next few minutes. Flash comes out from JJ. He can't run
He has no
away. He
ult.
just flashed for nothing. He has no exit. The slows from Photic, and JJ is down. Rookie finds his first kill. Now the TP coming in. Saboro trying to get a little bit of antsiness going to
Baron?
Weibo's side, and they might just pull back. They are pinging it already out. They might just burn this one.
23-minute Baron here, and this is 20 seconds before the Dragon. This is really risky. There's still a lot of ways that Weibo can enter back into this pit. I mean, still 3-item Kaisa in this moment, and Xiaohu with this Syndra.
Did had the smite fight, but he needs to find a way in. Now he's not there, and that's going to be all wave. He can get the smite, and there you go. Arha is down to Sapporo, immediately flashing over here. Get the CC on a Zika. Getting low. Zika going down. Elk on the back line. Elk going killer, bro, as he's taking down Rookie too close, but can't get away. Triple kill already coming through for the new ADC of Weibo. He's looking for a fourth. He does end up getting a little bit more damage on the way. Wei tries to chase him down, but that'll be 4 kills to Elk, and welcome to Weibo, the standout star.
Elk has had so many fights that have gone just barely the way of his opponents in multiple series now that we've seen early on for this Weibo team. So able to turn it around with their superstar AD carry.
10-0-2, a redemption game for Elk from that game number 1. Even throwing up his little Poro emote he used to use with On all the time.
Sapporo, I remember at the beginning of that fight, we're like, oh, Sapporo goes in, he like tries to flash forward, he hits nobody. That's when you know the fight is over at that point. Turret does go over. Arha and the rest of Weibo are going to look to slow chase Jue on the bottom side of the map.
Oh, no. And Realm Warp came out from Mookie to get him to safety, and that will unfortunately be it for Jue.
All right. It's a good Baron power play coming in from them. Weibo back, by the way, and got Elk a 4th item. That's exactly what we want to see. IG, we need to refocus.
It will be gone. And they're actually going to find an engage on the back end, too. Did it goes into, look at the CC chaining. I told you, it was disgusting. And they show it off right then and there. That was a lot of tools down. They're going to look for a re-engage. Arha could not find the grand entrance. Will end up backing off with the rest of the team. IG going to hold around their tier 2 while Rookie takes his own tier 2.
All in all, though, I will say, we talk about the push and pull of minion waves, the fact that there are more turrets now on the bottom side that are taken. IG at least able to trade on the other side of the map. In the bottom side near that dot brush on bot lane.
Oh, way.
Exhaust.
I mean, he's going to get so much thrown his way, and Elk is just shredding him. You cannot be that overextended against a Kaisa like that, and now TP's coming in way too late, and Sapporo gonna slice and dice his way away. Elk goes straight into him. Elk says, I'm the absolute killer of this croc, and he's going to chase him down with the help of Arha. Now they are losing bodies left and right. The saving grace could be a Realm Warp out, but Photic did not take it. Photic will die to the boomerang of Zika, and Zika coming to clean up house, but it's truly the Elk show this time around. He finds another kill. I don't know. Is it a new year, so we need to hammer in the lessons of not giving certain players Kaisa?
At this point, he can make a few mistakes, and it will not matter here. Sapporo waiting for a flank. Maybe they find Xiaohu.
They do find Xiaohu. Is this the saving grace? They do take him down. Congratulations. They get 1. It's going to be immediately traded back, and IG need to commit. They need to do something here, but they've lost their front line. They're losing people again, and it's just not looking like a pretty show for IG. Now they're just going to take turns running down the remaining members. Wei should get hopped on. Is going to dodge out of the grand entrance with that flash, so he should be fine. Does have the ultimate cooking, so he will be healing up a decent amount, but that is just 2.
I mean, Wei will just get a freebie to end this one out.
Does Wei try to steal this one away from Didier? He's had the better smites on him in the 50-50s so far. Gotta be careful not to get caught out here, though, because, again, Elk will just absolutely melt you. They're just going to go straight onto him. All those plasma stacks starting to stack up, and he has no healing, no ultimate to try to get the healing back. The Baron goes over, and now he has just baited his entire team into Elk's mouth, as that'll be a couple kills going back over to Weibo again. 16-0, and Xiaohu will end up getting the kill after missing the flash scout of the week, but it doesn't matter. It's all for show. As 32 minutes in, Weibo are now pouncing towards the nexus of IG.
I like the idea that Xiaohu is showing Wei who just really hurt himself this time. You know, just making sure he's putting him in his place after a very disappointing game number 1. But this game was not about Xiaohu. This game was not about Zika, JJ, or Arha. It was about Elk. Elk and Arha together. They won the 2v2 very early on, and then they just completely ran over this game against Kaisa.
They did indeed, and that game is slowly going to be over. And that means our first series of the LPL 2026 is going to be a full 3 games, as we have been promised, as needed to be delivered. And Weibo show that they just needed a little bit of time to wake up from that game number 1. The Elk Kaisa comes to fruition, and Weibo even us up 1-1 after making sure to take down Wei.
Dragon will be very nice to have in the back pocket, the extra 4% resist stacking up. And, you know, this series, it's been very interesting to see how both these teams approach the objective fights. I really feel like IG have came in, I think, actually as slight favorites because Demacia Cup champions, Weibo look not fantastic. 2018. It has been a hot minute since he pulled out the Snake Lady. Wei's going bot side has level 6, and that could be a very dead Nico.
Boy, they've just popped her. No chance to throw down the shape changer. Elk will spark surge away, but flashes the wall because Jay was in range to flash, potentially stun him with no.
Not great there from Sobro. Just gets a little bit of a love tap onto the Jax. Doesn't do that much besides that.
Guess happy enough, gonna walk into that.
He's dead.
In Grandmaster's Might, that does the bash back. They're gonna try and make this happen. Flash away, doesn't quite die.
Oh, I guess suppose he had a little bit more tankiness than I was expecting. Zucker committing the flash, blowing it out of Sobro to Xiao, who's still no flash himself.
Throw down the Between Worlds, can't quite get over the wall as a result of the miasma coming down. Rookie has to flash away, but a flash on in for the Pop Blossom. Dwayne now here, petrifying gaze on 2 into the Crescent Guard, and Weibo Gaming win the skirmishing mid.
Xiao Hu outplays Wei, who could have stepped back a little further to use his ult. That will get another plate for Xiao Hu. The champion has not played in 8 years. Is really coming up clutch here for Xiao Hu. Great early laning phase. He's gotten the better of the rookie. Hands held high by Linkin Park. That's what was on my mind. Good song, brother.
It is a great song.
Hang on a second. Quad under turret. Sobro takes tower aggro. That's a mistake.
Does have an explosive cask though, so we'll say here Zucker have a drink and tell him to back away. Wei will trade with JJ. Prevent the easy jump onto Sobro here. Does take quite a lot of damage here as the 3 talent strike knockup comes on through. Will have to ult his way through, but there's a Pop Blossom. Dwayne goes in, trying to buy time, but really doesn't do that much. TP's flying. Rookie now here. Between Worlds gets 3 members. Photic has run up as well, and they do kill off JJ. Ends up being the 1-for-1. TP on through. This could suck. Xiao tries to find a bit of a turnaround as the Tangle Bomb slow. Overcomes Elk and Weibo Gaming. Counter-strike their way into a back-end play that will surely earn them the team fight win.
While they try and counter-strike their way in to defuse the situation.
Yeah.
The ones on the outside of the scoreboard are the roll quest, which is...
I was like, I just missed an item? No, yeah. I just had.
Where does Cassiopeia wear those boots? They could be a hat for all we know. Hang on, flash forwards after the flash away. Wait, very dead there, I believe. He should... Well, we're just going to watch it again. It'll ping forwards in a second. Wait, I think he's quite dead there.
Yeah, great catch there. Does lead to that death. We'll skip forwards briefly, but the damage is well and truly done. And I think Weibo Gaming now just in a really good position in this game.
Yeah, much more solid game for him now. Again, the laning phase wasn't fantastic, but the engages have been fine. He's made up for that now. In the end of the day, if Nico lands a big team fight ultimate or a good pick, you don't tend to care as much. Sobro gets a great combo onto Xiao, who just solo kills him.
Oh, that's a wonderful little moment. Gragas with the ability to bop you under tower.
Gosh.
Ensures the snake dies.
Wow. Another note here too is, you know, Sobro falling behind in the individual matchup versus Zucker. Zucker is going towards AP Jax, by the way. He's gone for the Dawn and Dusk Spellblade item, which helps him get that double tap of his ult passive onto someone with the extra ult. It's not Triforce, and Jax has forever been the Triforce guy. He's going from the Dawn and Dusk into the Seeker's Arm Guard for the Zhonyas. We'll see how powerful this build is, but, you know, he's got very powerful on-hit effects now to apply.
Yeah, and I wonder whether it's specifically into things like the Gragas and the Aurora, where you don't get to do extended trades very easily, just going for the
either like second or third item. So this again, he's a hybrid champion. He gets a bunch of different value out of AP and AD. That might come in later. I think in a game like this, where you have to survive through Gragas combos and Bessa ult, Leona as well.
Baron changes things around. There's that ability to burn it down pretty fast as both teams, but Weibo in particular with Cassio Zeri to be able to do that quite fast.
Elk jumping out.
And the backline, look who's there. Sobro, they managed to find the ult. Perfect execution. Public execution, rather. No Akali in this game. Still leads to the death of that Zeri. Continue to chase for a little bit more. Sundering Slam comes on through as Sobro flashes the wall. Maybe look to belly slam in, gets that empowered Drunken Rage auto. JJ on top of the barrel roll. Wei will continue to Drake count step, throw down the chilling smite, and ensures JJ falls as well.
Sobro flashing, knowing it might be in a bit of an extended kill, but they can do it all the same. Zerka says, screw this, I'm out. Follows the wave down beyond the bot lane fight and just starts hitting the tower. Jax might just be able to full kill the turret.
Lots of
fast. He's going to just completely destroy it. This is the power of split pushing in 2026.
They can try and collapse on him, but I think he's happy enough with the trade. 1 extra kill for the turret feels real good.
He might be able to outplay this. Does he want to try? He's not popped the ult. Okay, here comes Echo.
That's exactly the plan. The Pop Blossom comes on down. Zucker will at least secure 1 on his way out. Leap Strike has got the blast code. It's going to be a mega one, so he hops away. Has he got a ward to get into the back? He does, and he's out.
Zucker goes into the bot lane, takes the inner turret, kills 1 on his way out, and still escapes without using Seekers or Flash. Dude, get that into the montage play for this week. That one... Jungle. We know that Ambassador jungle, very powerful from what we've seen from Demacia Cup and Casper Cup. JJ jumping on Cerberus. He's level 16. Jax came around the corner, though, so, that could be a bit more. No, it's not Jax, it's the Nico. How do I keep falling for this? And now Air caught out.
Ooh, blasted into the wall, but not back to the team. Turns around with the Pop Blossom. TP behind. Zucker's got a counter-strike. I'm assuming there's violence occurring, and indeed there is. We get a slight replay. A redux of this one. Shui is now in danger. Little skip forward. Xiaohu is on the side now, as I believe we have seen Shui die while we had that slight stutter.
Yeah, dude. The kill feed is up in the top right-hand corner, which is a little bit small, but it is there. And now, with the dragon spawning, IG will now have to fight this from a member down, and Weibo... It's not even a mic punch. It's a full-on mic kick from Sam as he rearranges himself. That's the ultimate for Caspier, missing out of that brush, trying to mind game. Sobro doesn't quite end up working out that way. Hang on, Elk, he was caught out here a few minutes ago. Pops the ult to wave clear, and this time he's more safe.
Does get to step forward himself between worlds. Turnaround flash on forward, knocked away briefly. Elk desperately low, takes 1 with him. Does finally fall. Jeje now low, goes down as well. Wei gets another. Suddenly there's Ambassador is popping. Zucker in the backside can maybe look to go on forwards. Massive up front burst of the AP Jax. Bouse, is that you? He started a revolution. Takes a few new items, but apparently AP Jax is here to stay. Xiaohu now in danger himself as the turret falls. For all we were surprised by Zucker's damage, he did still die. And now the Snake Lady is about to become a pair of boots. She might be able to wear them, but in fact that move speed gets her out to safety.
Safe enough. Very tanky Cassiopeia build. Bloodbath in the mid lane. Dragon goes to Weibo, turret to IG, and the kills go in favor of them too. Depends if you count Joy before the Dragon fight. I'm not personally going to. I think that was separate.
With a little bit of time, might be asked to face check with it. Barrel rolls, backs away. Onto the Dragon now are IG. Weibo forced slightly off. Look at Zucker.
Rookie's on the flank. He comes down. Taken by IG.
Nicely done. Cheers to win that smite by Wei now in a dangerous position. The repudiate means nothing. Slight black screen moment. We come back and we watch it all over again as Wei
we watch him die again.
Pop Blossom comes on down and they will get another kill. Weibo are winning the extended fight, and that they do. 3 members dead. Every time there's a fight, guys.
Everyone thank LPL Nocturne for blacking out that fight. It's
bigger
just
objective. That they will. Baron under siege by Weibo. Will likely just get melted at this point. Does so at that. Trying to get that
Crystallize,
mid-lane tier 1. Crystallize value is pretty good. Barrel roll comes on down. But again, it is Tank Gragas with very limited amounts of AP. So not really a true threat. Then we'll have a look at this replay.
It will be whilst remaining safe from Zucker. Photic has very much struggled to do that. Again, his game 1 was fine, but Photic... I was a little bit worried that he missed it either. Still probably going to lose the overall trade. Sobo struggling to wave play through the Baron minions.
Does indeed. Weibo Gaming look a little bit careful there as they back away from the red buff. Photic still trying to find his way.
Now, I think coming out of this draft, IG would have assumed, and I assumed too, it was actually more about, well, can the other team peel for Elk? I didn't really consider it about
AP Jax and Nico.
Yeah. It turns out that AP Jax and Nico completely remove one of your carries from existence. Well, what do you know? Tower's going to go down. IG can't defend that one with the Baron buff having 1 last wave left in it. IG staring down, not a crazy Baron power play. It's only 1,600 gold, but it's enough to push them back into their...
IG coming from the bottom side of the map.
That is just such an unreal powerful Jax. He's going to come around on the flank angle.
Baby.
Spotted has the GA. He might just go anyway.
Photic tries to back away, gets knocked up by the 3 talents.
Where's he
Photic
gone?
just gets hit by the Pop Blossom. It's a good turnaround for Rookie though this time. That between worlds is decent. Photic now trying to play up, but Zucker can just hop forwards again, and it doesn't matter. The Sinister shot range. Wei misses his public execution, and Weibo Gaming throw everyone in the bounce house. The counter strike lands, but the Mega Blast Cone does get Rookie out to safety. despite a good between worlds, it does not lead to a team fight win.
That's going to be the soul going over to the side of Weibo for free this time, and the fight along with it. And yeah, it's too late now at this point. They were struggling to finish off the kills before. Now trying to do that versus a Chemtech Soul is a bit much. Stun does land onto Nico. That's not your target, though, is it?
Jway now in a horrible position and goes down for the attempted pick. I don't blame them for looking. They're kind of out of options, so you go for what you can.
And they find a whole load of nothing. IG, Demacia Cup champions coming into LPL 26. We thought, hey, you know, actually, they've started off pretty well. Game 1, more of the same, but haven't been able to keep that real teamfight chemistry up at the same level. Zucker, level 20. Yep, that's 2026 for you. Baron going down. Sobro looking.
That's not bad into the public execution, but it knocks Elk further from the end, so it goes to the wrong end of it all, and so Elk survives. Finally, for the moment, though, Wei gets a hold of them. The fight's still messy as they've lost the bot lane. Baron goes down. I'm not really sure what to say about that one. It looked messy to start with. And at least they get the Zeri.
Not for the first time this game. Wei walks too far forward, so Flash Force Photic is very dead here, I think.
It's knocked out on that one.
Oh, maybe not. All right. Yeah. Fair play, Photic. Well, it might be an extended retreat. They don't quite see him there. Can he walk through the fog of war? Where is he? Trying to do some alcove gaming. He doesn't have an empowered recall, though. I think this Sivir, playing a bit of cat and mouse, it's still going to be found out the hard way. GG. Photic goes down, dead again.
Zucker has already attacked that inhibitor turret, takes that one down. I'd love to see that replay, because I'm fairly certain Sobro, with the ult of the Jax, meant that suddenly Zeri was no longer the back of the ult from the Ambassador.
True, but even I don't think Wei would have hit him with a free ball ult anyway.
Pretty sure it looked like it to me, so I'm curious,
so,
actually.
Whoa. Was the last target in line for that ult?
The mid lane inhibitor turrets, they go. Weibo Gaming step into the base, knock down the turret. You can look at the inhibitor after. Sobro tagged by that Wimber comes lightning, goes looking, and he finds JJ, who just doesn't care. Zucker can look to go for it. He's level 20! He's so terrifying. Sobro buys a bit of time. The public execution of the backside. That's not bad. They've killed him. One carry down, but is it enough? Looking for some more. Counter-strike available. Petrifying Gaze is just too much. Alongside Zucker hopping onto the backline and spellblading everyone in the face. AP Jax is here and is absolutely deadly. Hits like a warhead, and Weibo Gaming